Hello, Gemini. Elsie here with your weekly read. How you doing, Gemmies? I hope you're well. I'm here to do a weekly read. Gosh, I've been trying to do this read for a couple of days, but our weather's been terrible, so we've had to watch the sky for funnel clouds. We've had to determine whether or not it's good to be online doing something electronic while all this lightning is floating around, so I hope you're safe wherever you are. And now it's time to read, so here we go. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Reading for all of those placements, and we are doing a 9-card draw. Let's find out what's going on. Let's find out what's going on for you, Gemini. We have the 9 of Cups. Why do we have the 9 of Cups? We have the 2 of Cups. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Well, dare I say that you are about to get some sort of an emotional offer. Look, I'm going to say that this is something that you feel or see as something that aligns with who you are, aligns with how you feel, because the 9 of Cups is here, and this feels like alignment and wish fulfillment. It feels like there is going to be some sort of an offering, but it feels like it's made face-to-face, so it's not through text, it's not through email. It feels like this 2 of Cups here is telling me that somebody is offering to get to know you better, to bond with you a little more, somebody who wants to exchange emotional energy with you. That could be platonic or romantic. The 2 of Cups is not always romantic, but if it is for you and that's your lens today, maybe that could be what that means. Let's find out what else is going on here. There is an emotional offer to get in alignment with someone who wants to offer you something emotionally, but they're wondering, are you willing to offer it back, Gemini? We do have the Devil. The Devil for me brings doubt. Excuse me. Brings doubt, brings fear. Is this codependency? Brings up all the things that you are afraid of, essentially. The center of the reading is the 8 of Swords, and so that's the heart of the matter. The reason for the reading is the 8 of Swords. It does feel like somebody here is in their head thinking over and over and over again, should I say yes to the offer? If the offer shows up, maybe you're the one giving the offer. It could be that, Gemini. Somebody is giving an offer in the future. But the 8 of Swords is telling me, what if? What if? Yeah, it feels like this is what if. The Devil energy with the 8 of Swords, you're thinking about all the things that could go wrong instead of, well, maybe you are also obsessively thinking about what matches you in terms of your wish fulfillment. What matches you in terms of your emotional alignment. So I feel like you're being very careful because it does seem to be a small offer, but it is something that is emotional for you. We have the Hanged Man. Look, I feel like you're going to be very careful, looking it over very carefully from top to bottom. But I feel like the 8 of Swords could be like a paralyzing kind of energy. It feels like you're, I'm going to say that there's doubt or fear that something here is not codependent. Does this person need me? I feel like, Gemini, you don't want to be needed. But it feels like with this Hanged Man energy that you're in a pause when somebody offers you something in the 3D. This could be, can you come out and meet me for coffee? Could we go on a date? That could be all of that stuff, but it could also be somebody making you an offer for business, or maybe you've been going from interview to interview, feels like you'll get an offer with something that really fits your wish fulfillment. But are they willing to give me what I'm willing to give them? Feels like somebody here is probably an overgiver. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. All right. We've got the Chariot. Oh boy. And we've got the 4 of Cups. Look, this whole thing is going to take you way out of your comfort zone. That's the thing. That's what the 8 of Swords is all about. This thing is going to take you way out of your comfort zone. Do you know what I think it is? I feel as though that you are not interested in showing someone your feelings, that you keep them carefully tucked away, that you're someone who probably isn't showing your feelings to someone else until you're really, really comfortable. I'm going to say you discipline your feelings and you try and intellectualize things that are of an emotional nature. The Pentacles for you are a little easier to deal with because that's practical energy, but in your practical energy, I think you're holding back and using perspective, but I feel like there's a danger of you getting stuck in this wheel of doubt and fear, and what if this isn't wish fulfillment? What if it doesn't work? The Wheel of Fortune is telling me here that something's rolling up on you that is destined. Something is about to expand, and I think it's emotions because it's right next to the Chariot. It feels like it's going to move fast. I am going to tell you that. If you do say yes to whatever this offer is, once you say yes, everything moves really quickly, and that may be what is out of your comfort zone. It does feel like you would rather sit back, think about it, and not really take action on it until you've worked out every single detail, looked at every corner of the room in the mind's eye. But I feel like things are changing and expanding quicker than you can keep track of. And I think as I read this, Jupiter just slipped into Leo. So that's expansion and expression, right? And so it does feel like something here is going to pick up speed. And I think it's the speed that is outside your comfort zone. We're going to put down 2 cards here and see what's going on under the surface that you cannot see just yet. And then we'll clarify a bit. We've got the 3 of Swords. So I think what you don't see under the surface, but you're really worried about, is the 3 swords. You don't want to be disappointed in the offer. You don't want to be heartbroken. You don't want to feel bad after saying yes. So I feel like you go into recon mode, right? We have the Page of Swords here. I feel like you start doing background checks, and I don't mean legally, like I don't mean through police or anything. I feel like you start Googling email addresses, looking at them online. Like I feel like you're trying to find out who they are when someone's not watching. This could be, we could be talking about a job, my friend. Maybe you start looking at reviews about people who have worked at the place that you are getting the offer from. Maybe I should take a look at these last details before I make the wrong decision, so I don't make the wrong decision. It feels like with this Wheel of Fortune that something is expanding and changing, but you're not sure if that change is good or bad. What you do know is that you want something to fit into your alignment, into something that makes you happy. Now listen, I don't think that you are, what am I trying to say? That you are hell-bent on the outcome. I feel like you're wanting to get the right information, and once you have the right information, the correct data, that you will know whether whether you are compatible in this situation, whether this is romance, or this is friendship, or this is a job, whatever situation is. I feel like the outcome to you doesn't really matter, because you're going to be happy regardless. Either way, you're going to be happy, because and that's what the 9 of Cups is. You don't require external validation. You don't need anyone to come into your life to make you happy. I think you do that by yourself. Tell me about the 2 of Cups, please. What else do we need to know about the 2 of Cups? We've got the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so this could make you step back and take pause for a moment. That you possibly are coming from a foundation that crumbled, something that didn't build the way you thought it was going to build. You shared secrets, you gave emotional energy, and then something, 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, feels like it crumbled. The foundation crumbled. Something didn't work. We do have the Ace of Cups, but I think that you had already started enjoying, having a good time, celebrating. Your heart was open. And so I feel like this is something that you are wanting to get perspective on and really get more information on, so you don't make the wrong decision. The 4 of Wands is here. So I feel like you are connected to this person in a way that it feels like you could easily go to the next level, that you could easily find stability, that this person does feel like they are heart-centered. It feels like you have a really good time, like celebration is all around you in terms of the heart space. I would say in terms of the 2 of Cups as well. You feel really good when everything is stable, but I think that what's making you feel worried, or maybe giving you pause, is that, yeah, everything looks great at the beginning. I think that's sort of what your logical brain is saying. Yeah, everything looks good at the beginning until the foundation begins to crumble. Tell me why the Death card is here. Or sorry, not the Death card, the Devil is here. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Nine of Wands, that's 10 wands. And we have the World card. So I do feel that what you're trying not to do is to quash this or squash it by getting too worried about what happened in the past. It feels like you still carry wounds with you from the past. This feels like a really exciting opportunity. It feels like it's going to shift everything in your life. Your life is going to be very different, because I think it's also because you know that once you take the offer or opportunity, that you're going to have to close some doors forever. Like that's it. I've got to close this chapter and I can never go back there. So I feel like you are more invested in what you have to lose than what you have to gain. It feels like you are, you know that if you close the door to the Nine of Wands, that you won't feel like the wounded warrior anymore. But what if it doesn't work out? So I feel like you're excited about it, Ace of Wands. It seems fun and exciting and creative. But those things up against the Devil energy also tells me that what if this just is going to start in passion and nothing happens after that? Because the Devil is repetitive and the Ace of Wands is the phallic response. So it feels like you're very attracted to them, or they're very attracted to you. And it feels like a lot of physical energy possibly is going on back and forth. So I feel like you feel happy when you're in the presence of this person, or yeah, it does feel like it probably is a person, but it feels like you know that you are never going to go back there if you make this decision. In other words, you might have to go through all of the DMs and block everybody. Do you know what I mean? It feels like you are thinking about committing to somebody here. We've got the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands has already showed up here, 9 plus 1. 10 of Wands is here. And then we have the King of Cups. All right. So that again tells me something. And I feel like you are very disconnected to the emotional part of this decision-making process. The King of Cups is keeping all of their feelings under the surface while seeming very stoic on the surface. And so this Ten of Wands energy tells me what you're carrying with you is, if I don't have the right perspective of what's going on here, I could end up financially spent. Like somebody, it could impact my pentacle world. It could impact my money. Could impact my emotional self negatively. It feels like this energy from the Devil is making you think about, what will I have to carry emotionally in this connection? What will I have to carry emotionally if it doesn't work up and if it doesn't work out and I end up heartbroken? Let's talk about the Chariot, because it feels like your worst fear is that you're going to have to hit the ground running if you do say yes. We've got the Temperance card. We've got the Two of Wands. And we've got the Four of Swords. I agree. You need a plan, friend. You need a plan going in. So when Temperance does arrive, and there's no more high highs and low lows, which means we're no more in the throes of passion. We're not like, oh, you know, the honeymoon stage. When we're not in the honeymoon stage anymore, Temperance shows up and evens it all out. And it is also, you are content. Like, what happens then? So I feel like this Two of Wands tells me I need a plan for after the bloom is off the rose. Am I healed enough to get into this? The Chariot is saying it's going to move super quick. And I don't know if you are ready for your feelings to be brought to the surface, because the King of Cups is here, hiding their feelings, not wanting to show their feelings on the surface. And then we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, that also keeps their feelings under the surface, but also is like, feels like they have to discipline their feelings until they heal further. So I feel like you need a plan going in. You need it. The best relationships that don't work out end up when you go in, if you have an exit plan, if you decide that I'm not going to hate this person if it doesn't work out, I'm not going to smack talk this person if it doesn't work out, I need an exit plan. As much as you need an entrance plan, you need an exit plan as well. We've got the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So it feels like you're saying to yourself, I got to be super honest with me, super honest with how I feel about the situation, Two of Cups. And the Nine of Pentacles. Do I value being single and doing it myself and not asking for permission and building everything alone? Do I value that more than being with somebody. And I feel like it's something you're trying to be really honest with yourself about. Because, on both sides, whether you're a man or a woman and a woman or a man and a man, getting into a relationship means compromise. And so the King of Swords isn't very good at compromise. And it's not like the King of Swords can't learn, but the King of Swords is somebody who's quite independent and will do their own thing. The Nine of Pentacles tells me someone has been single for a while. So that could be the reason that you're feeling a little bit defensive. Seven of Wands. It could be the reason that you're feeling a little bit defensive. Do I want to stoke my own fire? He's doing that here. Or do I want to get into something that once it moves forward, once it shows up as my destiny and starts to change and expand, it's going to be a runaway train. It's going to go really fast, and it feels like you are worried about no longer having control over your own thoughts, having autonomy. I feel like that's what the deal breaker is for you. Once this person sees who I am and how I run my ship and how I run the kingdom, are they going to just walk away? It does feel like this is an old wound that we're talking about. And so we're going to go into the extended. We're going to talk more about the Wheel of Fortune, why it's here, and why it's so hard for you to come out of your comfort zone, because it does feel like you're scared of rejection, scared of the comfort zone, but it also feels like you're going to have to completely change your life up. You might have to move across the world, or you might have to make a move, or something is going to shift that is going to make your life brand new, and you're not sure if that's in alignment with what you want. So we're going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, please come to the extended by looking at the pinned comment that is at the top of all the comments. There you will find a link for the membership. That's where all the extendeds go. And if you are interested in a private read, then please look at the link to Hypsee. I'm starting to book up, y'all. So if you want to get in, it's probably a good idea to do that. It's going to be a very busy week and a half with these readings. But if you want to look at Hypsee just to see my packages and my pricing, please go there and take a look. And if there's anything there you want that is pre-recorded, or anything, if you want to get online and speak with me live, we can do that as well. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. And Gemini, let's go to the extended, find out what else is going on. And let's talk about it. Thanks for coming here. I'm going to go. Bye-bye.